So in 2004, my boy Mace, he had moved down here with his family. His little brother came down. We was all in my kitchen, and he was like talking about this natural bodybuilding. You know what I mean? So we looked into it, found out about Harry Silas down in Petersburg, and you know, I was like, you do it, I do it. Never thought about it, you know what I mean? At the time, I'm 287 pounds, and not thinking about really lifting weights or nothing like that, you know what I mean? Me and Maceo would lift weights, you know, iron power over the off of genital on a regular, but it was nothing serious. So I said, you do it, I do it. Now Mace, you know, being Maceo, well, being all of us, because one thing about the way we grew up in Boston, we go hard at each other, you know what I mean? We don't joke each other, we insult each other, you know what I mean, for a laugh. And it worked for us, you know, honestly, because it just made us stronger as individuals to be able to take a lot more because we dished it out. He looked me up and down and was like, excuse my language, but he was like, you fat ass kid, get ready for those shows. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? I'm like, whatever. Now granted, at the time, I had 3 pounds of ground beef, 2 packs of noodles, like 3 or 4 cans of spaghetti sauce, and I was pouring sugar out of the 5-pound bag into a big roaster pot, and I was making me a big pot of spaghetti at the time, yo. And he was like, look at you, yo. He was like, you're a mess. You know what I mean? They falling out laughing. I'm falling out laughing, and I'm like, whatever, man, I'm gonna do it, blah, blah, blah. It was 10 weeks away. He was like, no, but then, you know, the insults became the insults. He was like, no lies. He's like, look at you, yo. He was like, you got alcohol bottles all over the kitchen, you know what I mean? You do nothing but drink, you stay drunk half the time, and you eat, though. He's like, yo, you're a fat mess, dog. And we're falling out laughing. So I'm like, listen, I'm gonna finish this food. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna eat the whole 7-8 pound pot of spaghetti I am, yo. I'm on front on that. I said, but after that, we're gonna talk. So that night, I laid down in bed, and no lie, on my mom's, I cried my eyes out, yo, because, yo, he got me good with that one, you know what I mean? Because on the real, I was a mess. I let myself go. I wasn't the same cat that I used to be. My drive wasn't there. You know, a lot had happened over the years, and, you know what I mean, I wasn't the same. So the next morning I woke up, I called him bright and early, and please excuse my language, but this is how we talk to each other. I just called him on the phone. I'm like, listen, you fat bitch. Because he was fat too. I don't care what nobody say. He was fat too. So, like, listen, you fat bitch. I said, 10 weeks from now, yo, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's like, ooh. He's like, don't tell me I woke him up. I woke him up. I'm like, you know what I mean? So we got, you know, he opened the door with that one. So I went to Books A Million. It was the anniversary of Pump and Iron. I bought Pump and Iron. Arnold was on the cover edition. I followed one person's workout in that book, and I followed another person's meal plan. And for 10 weeks, I didn't look at the whole meal plan, so I didn't understand nothing about cycling this up and down or whatever. I just ate ground turkey and broccoli. That's all I saw. That's all I ate for 10 whole weeks. I went from 287 to 224 in 10 weeks and got on stage, and I loved it. You know what I mean? But the ill part about it, you know, Mason was there with his family and this and that. Told my family about it. My niece, Chantel, the night before the show, I talked to Chantel, and she said Uncle Steve will be there. She was like, don't worry, I'm gonna bring Montel, I'm gonna bring the family, this and everything else. And she said, I love you. And I was like, I love you too. Hung up the phone, did the show. None of my family came. I'm like, you know, I mean, I'm sort of used to that anyway, so. It was what it was. I was at work Sunday next day, and I get a call, and Chantel had got a head-on collision on 95 and died that night. So, that being said, I walked away from it completely. I gave it up. I was done.